Hi everyone, Brad Rosansky here. Continuing our video series, we thought we would show you the home inspection process. We're standing in front of a beautiful stone colonial in the heart of Chevy Chase. This home is about 60 years old. So standing beside me is George McLean of HomeRight Inspections. So George, first off, thanks for agreeing to be in our video series.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. So George, standing outside the 60-year-old home, what are the top 5 or 6 things you're going to look for in the exterior?
Top things primarily involve keeping the water at the outside of the house. And that would first and foremost go to the roof and the flashing elements there. The exterior cladding details, the windows, the exterior grading, gutter condition management, and the like.
It sounds like you're more interested in preventive issues.
Absolutely, and to some degree safety issues as well.
All right, terrific. George, let's take a walk around this house.
Certainly.
Okay.
Brad, here's an example of a roof that could use replacement. Here we have browning of the tiles, spalling, some absent tiles that are there all could lead to problems down the road. So Brad, here we have a condenser and heat pump that have become fully depreciated and are at or nearing the end of their intended service life. Over here we have a GFCI protected receptacle, but the cover is off. It seems like a small thing, but could be a significant safety concern.
So George, before we go inside, what additional items are you going to be looking for on the outside of this house?
The condition of the cladding and the trim elements primarily. In this case, cementitious, hardy plank, right, and brick.
And I noticed there's some vents here. What are those vents for?
Those are for crawl space ventilation, to ensure that it doesn't get too damp down there.
Right.
A place for the moisture to...
So in a normal home inspection, are you going into the crawl space?
Yes.
And for what reason?
To determine if there's any damage to the structural elements that are found under there, like the floor joists, beams, to look at the foundation walls as well.
Do you ever find mold in a crawl space?
All the time.
So that's a concern, obviously.
It is, and also termites, naturally.
And termites, okay. Well, George, let's go inside and see what we find.
Sure.
So, George, we're here with the mechanical equipment. What's the top 2 or 3 items you're going to look for?
I'm looking for deferred maintenance, damage to these equipment. I'm looking to see if it appears to be drafting properly. I'm looking at the gas connections as well as the duct work runs and if it appears to be distributing properly.
All right, that's terrific. And the other thing I've noticed, George, in lots of houses is gas leaks, and we really appreciate when a home inspector finds that gas leak so we can tell the homeowners.
Yes, we use natural gas detector equipment.
Terrific. All right. George, the last item we haven't talked about is the breaker box. Do you actually inspect it?
Yes, we do. We're expected to open the panel, remove the dead front, and look at all the components within.
So I've noticed in probably 90% of my inspections that a home inspector is finding a problem and you're recommending an electrician to come out. Is that true?
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
Great. All right. Let's move on to the upper part of the house. Well, before we wind up the video, there's a few items we didn't talk about, George. I know because a typical inspection takes 3 to 4 hours, that you're going to go up into the attic and you'll be looking for insulation issues, water, rodents potentially. I know you inspect all the fireplaces.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
And all the appliances in the kitchen and the bathrooms. And how many items are you looking at typically?
Probably somewhere around 150 items.
Wow. And that's why a typical inspection on a house like this takes at least 3 to 4 hours. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I really want to appreciate George for taking time out of your busy day to meet with us. And this is George McLean of HomeRight House Inspections. Thanks again.